Did you think that your dad was providing you a healthy and loving environment when you were living with him?
Objection form.
No.
Do you think your mom provides you that?
Yes.
Did your dad also coach over at Prime?
Yes.
Okay. Did you like Prime?
I made the best out of my situations.
Did you think it was ghetto at all?
Yes. After what seems like forever, I'm finally officially back full time with my mom. My mom having full custody of me is all I've wanted for years. Thank you to the court system for finally seeing the truth and putting me in a healthy and loving environment.
And then you've got prayer hands and the 100, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what was the truth that you're thinking the court for finally seeing?
There's a lot of lies told. I mean, I don't know if I can get into what happened in court. I don't know if I can get into that because there's a lot of lies told in court, and like that's it.
Had you told lies in court?
Oh no.
Okay. Were there lies being told about you in court?
About me, about my mom.
Were the lies being told by your dad?
Objection form.
I don't know.
Well, who else would be telling lies in court about you and your mom?
Yeah, it was probably, yeah.
Your dad?
Yeah.
What about in 2016? Who did you want to live with then?
2016, my mom.
As opposed to your dad?
Yes.
Okay, why is that?
Because education wasn't a priority at his house.
For your dad, your education was not a priority as of 2016?
No, as in ever since we started going to Prime Prep and AAA.
As we sit here today, Mr. Sanders, do you think you should have been taken there at that point?
Heck no.
Do you think you had done anything to deserve that?
Not at all.
Had you ever been there before?
Yes.
I mean, before your dad took you after this incident, had you been there on any other occasions?
Yes.
Okay. How many times had you been there before?
Once.
And who took you that time?
The police.
How old were you then?
15.
And why did the police take you there then?
For a runaway charge.
And where had you run away from?
Objection form.
I didn't run away.
Oh, why did they think you ran away?
Because my dad, he had, I don't know the word for it, but he had listed me as a runaway.
Were you living with him at the time?
Yes.
And so, did he come home and find that you weren't home at some point?
No.
Do you know why he listed you as a runaway?
No.
Were you in the house when he called about it?
No.
Where were you?
When
When he was listing you as a runaway, where were you physically at?
I'm not sure. I don't know when he listed me as a runaway. Exactly. I don't know what time. So I can't tell you where I was when he did that.
Do you remember that day? The day that the police took you over to Letot?
A little.
Okay. Where had you been when they picked you up?
I was downtown.
Downtown Dallas?
I was at a McDonald's. One of my friends.
Do you remember who?
Who was yeah, I was one of my friends.
Do you remember who it was?
I don't remember his name. I was trying to remember. I can't remember.
Okay. And so, how long, the first time that you went to Letot, did you stay there?
Overnight.
Just one night?
I think, yes.
And who took you home from there?
My dad.
And the night that you stayed at Letot, I mean, did you like it there?
Not at all.
Do they room you with other people?
Yes.
I mean, so you don't have your own room by
No.
yourself?
Mm-mm.
What were you told, if anything, about why you were there? What did the Lee Top people tell you about why you
They
were
said,
there?
oh my bad, they said I was there because my dad listed me as a runaway.
Did you tell him you had not really run away?
Yes.
As we sit here today, Mr. Sanders, do you think you should have been taken there at that point?
Heck no.
Do you think you had done anything to deserve that?
Not at all.
Did you like it at all?
No.
Okay. Did you tell your dad you weren't liking it?
Oh, I'm sure I have.
I don't mean now, but like back then when you were going.
Yeah, I told him I don't like that school.
Did you tell him you wanted to change schools and go somewhere else?
For sure.
And what did he say?
I don't recall. I don't remember.
Did you tell your mom you didn't like going there?
Yes.
And what'd she say?
I do not recall.
Did you tell her you wanted to go to a different school?
Yes, I'm sure I have.
And back then?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you remember what her response was to that?
I don't remember.
Is the only reason you went over to Focus Learning Academy is because your dad ended up going over there to coach?
No.
I know you were at Prime and it shut down, so you couldn't stay there, right? Yeah. Okay. So when did you and your dad have a talk about the fact that, Prime has closed down and now we got to find you another school? So here's your options. Did you any kind of conversation like that with him?
No.
Did your dad also coach over at Prime?
Yes.
Okay. Did you think it was ghetto at all?
Yes.
At the time that you were living with your dad and Prime was closing down and y'all were having to figure out a next school for you, at that point in time, Mr. Sanders, were you asking your mom about going to stay with her instead?
At that time, I knew that wasn't an option
Why wasn't it one?
because my dad had custody.
Before you ever walk in for your first day of class there, whenever that was, did you want to live with your mom then?
If I wasn't with her, then I'm sure I did
Okay, and why is that?
because that's my mom.
But why did you prefer living there rather than with your dad?
I didn't say that.
Well, did you prefer living with your mom rather than your dad?
I told you both.
What about in 2016? Who did you want to live with then,
2016, my mom.
as opposed to your dad?
Yes.
Okay, and why is that?
Because I wasn't, education wasn't a priority at his house.
For your dad, your education was not a priority as of 2016?
No, as in ever since we started going to Prime Prep and AAA.
Well, do you know how long you went to Prime Prep? How many years you went there?
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, so from the time of the Prime Prep days, you didn't feel like your education was as much of a priority for your father?
No,
Did I say it right?
I don't know. Can you repeat it?
Yes. From the time that you were going to Prime Prep, whenever that was, at that point in time, you don't feel that education was as much of a priority for your father. Is that true?
I wasn't really thinking about it until I got to AAA, and I was like, this school is horrible. I deserve better than this.
So did you tell your mom, hey, Mom, this school's horrible. I deserve better than this?
Quoted like that, I don't recall if I said it quoted like that, but I told her something along the lines of that.
And what did she do to get you out of the school?
Nothing.
So going back to my question, by 2016, you told me that the reason you wanted to live with your mom and you were preferring her in 2016 is because at that point you understood that education wasn't a priority with your dad.
There's just not one reason why I want to live with my mom.
Are there several reasons?
Yes.
What are they?
Because I haven't been living with my mom and I miss her. And it's my mom, and I should be able to live with my mom and go see her.
What else?
Why else do I want to live with my mom?
Yeah. Oh, as opposed to living with your dad.
I just want to live with her.
Okay. So, had you explained all that to your dad?
Yes.
And what was his response to that?
He didn't like it.
He didn't like it?
No.
Did he tell you why he didn't?
He never really liked us or staying with our mom.
What did you tell the judge about why you wanted to live with your mom?
Objection
Yeah,
form.
and let me just,
Yeah, I can't say
to the extent that any conversations occurred with the judge that was not in open court and that may have been part of a sealed conversation with the judge, I would instruct you not to answer those questions.
Okay, are you going to follow the advice of your lawyer and not answer those questions? How many years had you wanted to be back with your mom with her having full custody of you?
Full custody? I can't put a date on it. But it was, I remember they made a ruling to where she got custody to where I could live with her, but she couldn't change my schools or anything like that. But I wanted her to have full custody so she could make those decisions. And I'm not sure when that date was.
Did you think that your dad was providing you a healthy and loving environment when you were living with him?
Objection form.
No.
Do you think your mom provides you that?
Yes.
When you were going to Focus/AAA, at any point during the time you attended classes in that school, were you ever getting to live with your mom for any period of time?
Going to AAA?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And so would you get to stay there for more than like a night or two at a time?
With my mom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And is that part of what you were just saying, that there came a time where you were allowed to stay with her, but she wasn't able to make your education decisions for a
Yes.
while? And then now that has changed so that more recently you're not only getting to live with her, but she gets to be the one to make those decisions for you.
Yes. You follow me on Instagram?
I'm sorry?
You follow me on Instagram?
I don't follow you at all, Mr. Sanders. I know nothing about
Somebody
much
follows
social
me on-
media stuff.
Somebody follows me on Instagram.
It's not me. So what social media accounts do you have?
Instagram, Twitter. That's what I'm active on.
What do you have? And I mean, the thing that I've just showed you is exhibits 2 and 3. That's from Instagram, yeah?
Yes.
And you just use your same name on there, it looks like. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, what about Twitter? Do you use your same name on that?
Yes.
Okay. So what is exhibit 2 and 3? Can you tell me what these are?
That looks like a picture of me and my mom.
Okay. And what is that that you've posted, starting with the words "after what seems like forever"? Is that your writing?
Yes.
Okay. And if you turn to the second page, there's like things. Yeah. Can you read what you've written there, starting with the word "after"?
After what seems like forever, I'm finally officially back full time with my mom. My mom having full custody of me is all I've wanted for years. Thank you to the court system for finally seeing the truth and putting me in a healthy and loving environment.
And then you've got prayer hands and the 100, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what was the truth that you're thinking the court were finally seeing?
There's a lot of lies told. I mean, I don't know if I can get into what happened in court. I don't know if I can get into that because there's a lot of lies told in court, and like that's it.
Had you told lies in court?
Oh no.
Okay. Were there lies being told about you in court?
About me, about my mom.
Were the lies being told by your dad?
Objection form.
I don't know.
Well, who else would be telling lies in court about you and your mom?
Yeah, it was probably
Your dad?
Yeah.
What were the kinds of things that the counselor was talking to you and your dad about?
Objection form.
What's the basis of that objection?
Privacy. You're asking him now about what a mental health official had talked to him about. That's a HIPAA privacy protected matter. Well, she asked me the basis of my objection. Okay. I told you.
Besides, regardless of whether it's a form of objection or not, yeah, we're going to take the position. You can't use a privilege as a sword and a shield, and you know that. And so he's claiming mental anguish damages and claiming that this all started with Mr. Darjan's incident with his dad. So, in any event, back to my question. What did you tell the counselor about how you felt about being there?
What was that term that you guys said?
Objection form.
Objection form.